Yeah, a new One Piece chapter. 987 on a Monday. I'm sure people were waiting for Sunday to drop, but you know, Shonen Jump breaks, it all happens. It's weird. But anyway, 987 is out. The official is out, so we're going to talk about it. And we have a new color spread. Now, I know there are going to be a ton of deep dives trying to dissect like the bulldogs and the colors and whether it means that these are the poneglyphs. Zoro smirk. Does this mean he'll be getting lost this chapter or next chapter? The bull on Usopp's chest. Does that mean Uzi comes to Wano? Even Luffy's shirt. Does Luffy get another devil fruit because he's wearing a shirt that looks like a devil fruit? What does it all mean? Ooh. Yeah, I don't care about any of that. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to talk about the important things. Like, does Sanji have a porn stash in this cover spread? What is Robin and Frankie doing after this picture? Because I'm curious. Why is Nami's foot so small? Just looks a bit weird. On a serious note though, for these cover spreads, again, the dissection and breaking down analysis of all this is great. I'm sure a lot of people are doing that. But what I normally do here is I determine who looked better, Nami or Robin. That's all I do for the cover spreads. And in this cover spread, we don't see much of Robin, even though we see a bit of cleavage there. We got to give it to Nami. Nami looks great, even though she has a miniature foot. Nami takes it this week. Another thing about the cover spread, I like the verbiage used on the spread saying we're gonna live like tomorrow doesn't exist, which I'm like, well, Luffy's been doing that literally since he was a kid, you know? So I like using that slogan. It works. It absolutely works because that's what Luffy does every single freaking day. Okay, now to the chapter. For real. Well. Kaido. There's obviously some PTSD going on here. We see an Oden flashback in which Kaido is literally having daydreams about everything that transpired between himself and Oden. I think I'm gonna get deeper into what's going on with Kaido at this point in a different video, but just to quickly touch on it, it seems like a lot of people had the perception that Kaido was this untouchable, unstoppable, unbeatable monster. Like he could not be touched by anyone. He's the strongest in the One Piece verse. Now, Oda loves to create nuance in his story, and in this situation, there's a lot to unpack in regards to why they were able to hurt Kaido. Now, people are speculating, well, of course, they're, really strong. Of course, they'd be able to do it, but as far as the Scabbards' strength, I don't think it was directly just the result of that. Of course, that played a part, a small part, in my opinion, but I think it mostly goes back to Oden and everything he went through with Oden, and just how important it is to have a strong mindset in One Piece. And right now for Kaido, when he thinks about Oden, he's not that formidable, man. It seems like Oden is his Achilles heel. That's his kryptonite. Like if Kaido goes to the club and he sees Oden there, he's leaving immediately. Kaido does not want any parts of that. So with the Scabbards and their inherited will, to me, it makes sense that they're able to pierce Kaido. I can't help but feel for the Scabbards in this entire moment, just because they've been waiting for this for so long, and them and going through, what they went through with Kanjuro being a traitor, obviously losing Oden, losing their country of Wano, and going through this for 20 years, not all of them, but most of them, that's tough. That's a really tough thing for them. This stab into Kaido, just built up frustration that they had to release in some way. And we'll talk about, what happened at the end of the chapter a bit later. I think it was great. And, we didn't cry per se, but we understood it. We understood. So that is what it is. Let's talk about Big Mom a bit. And Big Mom, I think, is an agent of chaos. Like literally, it doesn't matter what's going on. She does not change her demeanor, unless it's something to do with food, because she likes to eat. She's a hefty woman, right? She's laughing. She's smiling at the fact that Kaido got attacked by some Scabbards, and she's asking whether or not Kaido is dead, which is just so Big Mom. Because for her, she's hyped Kaido before, so of course she doesn't think Kaido's truly dead. It's just just witty banter on Big Mom's part. Like, oh, is Kaido dead or what? But obviously she's there because she believes in Kaido's strength. Luffy and Yamato. Ulti is one of my favorite characters in Wano. She's definitely top 5. Like her, I was trying to understand exactly what Yamato was talking about this chapter, in which she says, this is the day when I become Kozuki Oden at last. And Ulti is saying, I have no idea what that means. Are you crazy or are you stupid? Which, from Ulti's perspective, I absolutely get it. For Yamato, I'm like, well, you already said you were Kozuki Oden. Why would this day you become Kozuki Oden? What exactly are you going to do? Are you going to sit in a pot of boiling hot oil, I suppose, killing your father? But you said you were Oden. You were mimicking Oden, trying to be Oden. Why is this day the day you become Kozuki Oden at last? I mean, of course, there's some explanation as to why she's thinking that way. Yamato seems to be very simple-minded, so I'm sure there's some simple reason why she's saying that. Something that she has to check off before she truly becomes Kozuki Oden. I'm sure that's the case. I'm just being, a bit cheeky, being a cheeky brat here. I'm sorry, UK people, don't hate me. Of course, I prefer Ulti over Yamato. Ulti for Straw Hat, we're, hashtag. I really like where it's going with Yamato and Ulti. More than likely, that's the matchup that's going to happen for a while, but it honestly is cool. I like it. I suppose now we can talk about Big Mom and Luffy and that entire situation in regards to why Big Mom reacted the way she did. But first, Nami and the black balls and what's going on there. Now, that is a good moment because it's showing how resourceful Nami can be and how versatile she is in her fighting style and what she can do. While she's not physically the strongest, she's very smart and she can do a lot of things. For me, it's like, what is the point of them capturing Nami and Carrot, which really didn't lead to anything? It was just there. It felt like just something to be in the story for a bit, and now they've escaped pretty easily. Nami still had her weapons, etc. It's like, what was the reason? What was the reason behind that? So like upon, further examination, talking to different people, it just feels a bit, it's like, okay, this is cool for Nami, but we knew she could do this. What was the entire point of her getting kidnapped anyway? So, there's that. But the Big Mom and Luffy storyline, Big Mom says it. She came to Wano because of Luffy. So when she sees Luffy, it's going to trigger her somewhat. So we might see a quick Luffy versus Big Mom thing coming up in the next chapter. Honestly, not expecting it to go Luffy's way, but he does have advanced armament hockey at this point. Not sure exactly what the multiplier is on that, but he's Luffy. He's the main character, so I expect him to, have a moment in which we show that Luffy has grown, because we haven't necessarily had that moment yet. I guess obvious moment. For me, there are instances where I'm like, Luffy has grown so much, which I love. People think I don't like Luffy, but I just want Luffy to grow, not change, right? Because you can be the same exact person but grow within the confines of your personality. That's what I want for Luffy, and he's done that throughout Wano, so I applaud that kid. Luffy's growth and development is important to me. One Piece it revolves around Luffy. So for Luffy, the better he gets as a character, and as we get older, we grew up with One Piece. So as we get older, we expect some more, maturity from someone like Luffy, which Luffy is going to grow and mature in ways in which we noticed, and we have to acknowledge the growth. Even to the naysayers that say One Piece characters don't have any growth or character development. You don't read One Piece, bro. You just don't read One Piece, because it absolutely exists. Anyway, enough of that rant. Let's talk about Kaido. Let me stop calling him that. Let's talk about Kaido and his entire thing going on here with the Scabbards. So Kaido, like I've been saying, has become the most interesting Yonko in the world. He pieced it all together. He figured it out in that moment that these Scabbards, the retainers of Odin, kind of hid behind Straw Hat, and that Kaido having his eye on Straw Hat. And I like how Kaido's documenting all the things they had to go through to get here, traveling through time, waiting 20 years, recruiting an army, every single thing they had to get through to finally get Kaido to his knees. It was a lot. And now Kaido, he's going back and saying that pirates will betray you. When they know you lose, they will abandon you and sail away. Now for Kaido, he has a lot of history with things like this, meaning not only with Moria, but also with some of the Tobiropo, in which, more than likely he liberated, or he broke their crew. I'm sure some of their crews abandoned them after they got demolished, and for Kaido, he's trying to build the greatest army. So I'm sure he tries to, take out the captain and then hope the subordinates will follow. But he's seen it time and time again, especially with Apu, right? He's seen that if they know that you lose, they will abandon you and sail away. And I think that is really profound here, just not only because of what's going on with the Scabbards, but on the very next page, we see Law with an individual who I'm going to speculate and say that it's more than likely Hawkins. And Hawkins is someone that was on Kaido's side, right? And for Hawkins, his entire thing is about, hey, my thing is the best chance of survival. So for Kaido saying that, he's kind of right that, for the most part, when pirates see that you're going to lose, or when people say that you're going to lose, they abandon you. And that's how things operate. That's how people are normally. But Luffy isn't normal. The Straw Hats are not normal. They have an absurd blind faith in Luffy, absurd amount of blind faith in Luffy that honestly you can't justify it within any reasonable scenario. But I guess having faith and, being the fated individual, these things happen. So for Kaido, it's a terrible miscalculation, because Kaido does not know yet he's going up against the main character of a Shonen Jump series. Kaido, this will be your downfall. Straw Hat Luffy is not the same guy you fought when you beat him, quote unquote, into submission. Even though he's liberated Udon, he's now going against against you. He's not aware of Luffy's growth and how 2 weeks can change this kid. So we'll see what happens there. Something I also liked is that Kinemon is telling Kaido, and that Luffy has influenced Kinemon so much that he's singing his praises. He's saying things to the point that, yo, Kinemon, you sound like a straw hat at this point. You know, some of the dialogue here is a bit weird. I'm not gonna lie to you, because he says, "Mark my words, daybreak will come to Wano." And for me, I'm thinking daybreak. Are we talking about dawn? The dawn will come to Wano. Like, that's what they've been saying the entire time. Daybreak seems a bit weird in this scenario. Not gonna lie to you. Now, as far as the Scabbards versus Kaido, this is much ado about nothing. This is a showcase, but Kaido's still obviously gonna come out on top. These Scabbards, they all look beaten so bad. I have no idea why they're beaten up so badly, right? And this is off of nothing. Kaido hasn't really done anything yet. So we'll see what happens, but I don't know if they stand a chance, man. But back to Kinemon and him singing Luffy's praises, which was beautiful, by the way. It's a great thing. It's a GOAT thing. The next page, we see Luffy. He's basically carrying out the things that Kinemon says he will. Like, he's showing the qualities that has pretty much drawn everyone to him, in which he's saying that he is going to beat everyone there. It's an all-out war, which is what we expected from the jump, but Luffy just coming out and saying it, I guess it makes it a bit more real. I like the fact that it's showing that all the people that have gathered here, where the intel that Big Mom and them have, they're thinking a few hundred men got in, but a few thousand, right? A force of thousands, they're here now. And then they have, I think, the mind of someone like Law behind him, and assuming Hawkins is working with Law, I don't think there could be a more scary duo outside of the top tiers, right? Outside of the Yonko and Admirals and stuff, because I would not want to fight Aokiji and Akainu. That seems like that would be a bad day for me, whomever it may be, right? Those two guys, I don't think anybody's getting out of that. With Law and Hawkins, that duo, analytically and also Devil Fruit wise, they are a problem. So we'll see what comes of that. But for Kaido, there's some growth here in him, in which, you know, the Scabbards, they're going away with him, which was an interesting scene. And we had a beautiful spread at the end in which all the Scabbards, they're going against Kaido, and he's just laughing. And he's sobered up because he was drunk. It seems like off of what happened last time, Kaido's saying, you know, Oden isn't here, but let's battle in an open space. And I think this is the time where the minks should shine, because it's apparently a full moon. And, you know, I like Nekomushi's dialogue here. He says the perfect night to watch the full moon. Of course, he's a cat. Perfect. You know, it's a beautiful thing. I like it. I like that a lot. But very, very, very good chapter. It's gonna shift to power scaling at some point in regards to people reading the story and expecting so much from Kaido. But I think there are definitely ways to justify what happened, like I said before. So for people, if you're mad about Kaido getting scarred or getting pierced, getting a few paper cuts by these people, go ahead, but I don't think you should be. All right, it's really not that deep. Like the dialogue here, the snow is light like flower petals. They've been talking about Rio and Wano and like the blossoms, you know, cherry blossoms. So just continuing that, I think that's good. I think that's really good writing and just tying things together. But guys, give me your thoughts. How do you feel about it all? Just really, again, really good chapter. I enjoyed it a lot, especially talking with friends and things they've pointed out to me. I'm like, yo, this was good. A lot of detail, a lot of things going on. This was really good. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BragoDAce. Follow me on Instagram, Broggy.ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's just hope Kaido doesn't blow up the moon, because if he does that, the minks, they're truly kind of fucked, you know? Yeah, that's a joke. I do not think Kaido is blowing up the moon. By the way, I don't think that's gonna happen. But again, guys, thank you so much. Like the video, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.